corner with Momoti. I know it's been a minute without talking to you guys or communicating, but today I even have a notebook. So we are going to have quite a lengthy conversation, right? I'm just going to step in as a big sister for now so that we can talk about the teenage and early 20s pattern, how your life is going right now, how it went if you've passed that stage. Trust me, you're gonna agree with me. The reason for me to do this video is that I want to give you a view of how your life might turn out to be, where you are heading as a child and where you are heading as a young adult. There are things that usually our families hide or sugarcoat them, trying to protect maybe the culture, maybe a certain level of respect to our elders. So there are things that they're not really open when it comes to them. They don't talk about them, they just pass through it. They just give an example of someone who did those things and ended up maybe in a situation where it's unlikely they're not successful, or they're just going through life and it's giving them a hard time. So I'm here to tell you those things that they don't tell you. Usually our parents, when they give us advice, they'll be like, don't be like that person who did what, don't be like that person who fell pregnant and stuff. But then the main reason why pregnancy happens is because two people met, right? Okay, I'm gonna sugarcoat, but should I sugarcoat? I don't know. But let's see how far I can go with this information. I don't want to focus on that much, but I want to take you through the stages, right? I am 29, so it means that I've passed the teenage life. I'm about to be 30. I'm about to be 30, so it means that my 20s are gone. I'm only left with a few months. So I have an experience of being a teenager and also being a young adult in my 20s. So yeah, I've got experience. So let's talk through it. The first thing that I want us to talk about, don't mind me, I'll look at my book sometimes because I had to write down notes so that I don't just flow without referencing or maybe like having a pattern of what I'm talking about. For whatever I'm talking about should make sense, right? Okay, so right now we're going to talk about entering your teens. When a child enters their teen, that's where now their life is changing. Their body is gonna change. If it's a girl, they'll start having boobs. If it's a guy, they'll start developing a deep voice. I didn't do life science, so I'm just thinking of common things that I've seen, that I've noticed. So you will start growing up, you're getting your cycle as a lady. Now you are a guy. When you wake up, the king is happy, it's giving you like symbols that, hey, now you are growing, you are becoming a bigger person. It means that your body is ready for something. Your body might mislead you and stuff. So when you reach that stage as a child, most of the time you will think maybe adults are a bit crazy, or maybe they don't listen to you. You will start developing an attitude. It's your body, changing because of age, because of hormones, all those stuff. So now you get to think like, I can do this thing, I'm an adult, I know better. Unfortunately, you do not, because you are just entering the stage, and then now you are with people that have passed through it. So you need some guidance, right, to actually get to pass it. So now when a child goes through those stages, it's overwhelming, right? And then now you're trying to manage yourself developing feelings. You're trying to manage yourself developing boobies. You're trying to manage yourself now being body conscious. I was once very disturbed when I once saw this other young girl wearing a thong, and then I had a problem. But then I remembered that, okay, they have a mother. Obviously, they saw it. If they didn't say it, then Now it means that that child now is becoming body conscious. You are conscious of how you look, because now you're growing up. You start to feel like, oh, I'm an adult, I can answer back, you know. I know better, you know. Boys and girls are starting to notice me. Hello. That's when now you will start, most girls actually, their hormones, you know, they start developing pimples, you know. Now your life is changing. As a boy, you're starting to having those small mustache, and you know your voice is deep. You feel like you can answer your parents back. You know, it's the teenage life. It's when you are changing from being a child to being a small baby. I can't say you are an adult. You are still very much of a child. So, but then, when what do you do when you are starting to be body conscious, right? Yes, you need to take care of yourself. It means that you need to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It is very much a good thing to grow up with a foundation of being a child of God. It actually helps you. You will understand me more when I go through the points that we're going to talk about. You will see that, okay, it looks like these days when I see boys, this boy that I get excited to see. There's this girl, when I see her, I feel like I can just give her a candy, you know. It's how nature, it's really nature. It's how nature is all this while. It's how nature responds. It's very normal. It's normal. Don't get me wrong, I didn't say you must do the other things. I said the feelings are normal. Each and every person went through them. Just that, as our parents told us to leave boys alone, or they will beat us. So we grew up being scared of our parents, right? So we grew up being scared of our parents. I think that is also a good thing. A child must be scared because woo, the things these generations are doing, it's a lot. So now when you're growing up, you start to be anxious. Anxiety now starts to kick in. You start, as I said, you are body conscious. You are conscious about everything. There are trends. You're trying to fit in. You know, you're trying to balance life. You don't even know what's going on. You're going through hormonal changes. If you're a girl, now your periods are coming through. You don't understand the phase where now you're like, the whole day everyone's just scared of you. You don't understand it all, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I'm gonna help you, right? So when you go through these things, you are going to enter a life where I call the high school life. That is where you build or destroy your own life. There's a part which our parents play as being parents. Your parent, your mom, your dad, your family, they play a part, but they get to a point where they are limited. They get stuck. They stop there, like, no, you know, yeah. You need to act on your own. There are things our parents must do for us. They must take care of us. They must buy us clothes. They must make sure that we are well fed, we're protected, we are under a good roof, we are healthy. But when it gets to your career life, as much as they can take you to a good school, they can pay for your field trips, they can pay for your school fees and stuff, they can't study for you. They can't, even if they choose subjects for you, which I don't actually recommend, they can't sit in the class and be a learner for you. So it means that now it's time to make a decision. Now it's time for you to sit down and say, okay, I want to be a doctor, so what do I do to become a doctor? So your parents now come in to help you, to show you, oh, okay, I have a doctor friend, or if you want to be a doctor, let's do research, let's check this thing out. But they cannot sit in the examination room for you, you understand? So you need to, my speaker, you need to step in as yourself to really do it, and do it hard. So now when we are at our high school, you get to your grade 8, you get to your grade 9. That's when now you're still doing all the subjects. I'm not sure if they're still doing 9. I think we did 9. Everyone is doing the same subject as you. They're building a foundation for you to go and choose. Right now, when you move to grade 10, that's where now you need to choose the subjects that you're doing. I'm not talking about choosing subjects today. I think I've once talked about it. So I just want to take you through how a teenage life and early 20s is, how it's gonna unfold. So now when you choose a subject, it means that it's what you want to do. It's what's gonna choose a career for you in the future. But then you will meet friends. And when it comes to meeting friends, most of young people, they want to be popular. They want to be well known. They want to be that girl when she passes by the corridor there at school. Every guy's like, "Ooh, look at her." They want to be the missus. They want to be the mister of the school. Some, they just want to be bad kids. They don't attend school. They sit behind the classes smoking. They sit behind at the class, they're at the back, making fun of teachers, making jokes for everyone to laugh. And then they're funny. Their jokes are quite funny, but the future might laugh at them. That's the sad part of it all. So now, how does a well-groomed child live? How do you then differentiate between a good friend and a bad friend? You will listen to the things that they do. There's gonna be a lot of there is actually a lot of peer pressure in high school, because you're growing up. Remember I said that. So when you meet such things, I will mention some of the peer pressures that we meet as kids. You need to be very wise. Like, you need to be very wise, because it's tricky. This thing called life is tricky. So you need to build your own future. As much as sometimes you might feel like your parents are too harsh, or they're too strict, they tell you to come home on time, you need to do the dishes, they're really protecting you from the harsh world that is outside. Because there are things that if you become exposed to, trust me, going back and not to be exposed to them, number one, it's either it's going to be impossible or it's going to be quite difficult. It will need prayers. It will need a whole lot of work for you to go back and just to be a normal, innocent child, right? So when you're in high school, peer pressures that are gonna come, mostly smoking. Everyone, most times. I went to Monte Casino this other day. Outside, I saw kids smoking. I was really disturbed. I was really disturbed to see small kids smoking by the road. I could see that they're between the age of 16 and 18. The most beautiful girls, they were smoking. Oh, I was really disturbed, because now smoking has disadvantages. It's addictive. So it means that the possibility of this person stopping to smoke, it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be hard, because it means that they need to stop a behavior which is addictive, right? So you don't need to. It looks cool, but it's not cool. It's destroying your lungs. It causes cancer. It's addictive. You might not be able to function without it. So it's not something that you would want to be engaged in as a child that is being groomed in a family that loves God, and with a child that is listening to my video, Okay. A luxury life. Guys, it's not everything that our parents really afford. Trust me, it's not everything that they afford. I'll use me as an example. I went to a private school in high school, and then I could see that there are some things that my parents can't afford. So I didn't find a reason for me to be pressured to have such, because I was like, I'm here for school. So when you can see that your parents cannot afford this, and maybe your circle of friends, they're in that, oh my friend, I have an iPhone. These days I have iPhones. In our time it was BlackBerry. I'm very old. So like, you know, I have an iPhone. Oh, you're using an Android. It's not, you know, those are kind of things. Fashion, it's okay. It's okay for you not to have certain stuff because your parents can't afford them. Trust me, one day you will afford them yourself, and it's gonna be the most beautiful, oh, it's gonna be the most beautiful feeling in the whole wide world. It's the most, trust me, it's the most, being able to afford your own life, when you can just decide that, oh, okay, after, tonight I just want to go and buy this because you worked hard, you know. You worked hard, remember, you worked hard for your own. I'm talking to disciplined people here. Another thing, I once went to one high school when we were doing, you know, application and stuff. And then I had these kids calling each other Mia, Mia. So in Jivenda, Mia, it means mama, mama, woo woo, somebody's mom. A lot of them were doing that. I was like, so it means that pregnancy is peer pressure to these kids, to a point where some will make you feel like you can't conceive. It's in high school. Whew. Then we still have a long way to go. So pregnancy, trust me, immediately when you have a child, as a child, your life is gonna change, because now you need to fast forward your life to being a mom, to like very, very fast. Immediately when you go to the clinic and then they say, go pee on this stick, when you come back it's 2 lines. My sister, you are moving from stage 1 to stage 10 very fast. Why? Because you are a mom. You need to think like a mom, which causes premature adulting. I don't advise for it, but it needs to be done. If now you're already pregnant and you have a child, you need to be a mom. So you cannot really enjoy your whole youth, because now you need to take care of this little person who sees you as a superhero, you see. So let's be very careful on that issue of pregnancy. How do you become careful on that issue of pregnancy? There's no other, I'm not gonna come here and give you an advice and say go and condomize, go and go to the clinic so that they can jova you for 3 months. Abstain. It's as easy as that. Abstain. You see, this sex thing, sex is for adults. I believe sex is for adults, and adults that are matured. Why? It's because once you start engaging in such activities, your mind will start thinking about it more often, and then you will be addicted. You do not want to be addicted to such at a young age. You have also prematurely advanced to stage number 10 when you're supposed to be in stage number 1. That's why now, if your mom can say, you know, you should stop this thing of coming back home, you feel like you and your mom are age mates. Because why? Obviously you're doing the same thing, so why listen? Once you become sexually active, you will see everyone as they're speaking nonsense. Why? Because you're thinking of the things you felt there by the boys, there by the girls. So you start thinking, I'm a man. Don't know, I want to say it in Venda, but I'm definitely sure that people that are gonna watch this video are not only vendors. I am a grown up now. I can do whatever I want. The same person that is saying that I can do whatever I want is the same person who's expecting their mom to buy them, what's the most basic thing? Roll on at the end of the month. You wanna buy them. You want your mom to buy you roll on and pads, things like that. It still shows that you're still a child. This is why now we find kids. Now we go into the luxury life. We find kids now engaging in sexual intercourses and stuff for money. Because now you'll find adults that, I don't want to get into this one too much though. You'll find adults that are taking advantage of kids If an adult come, now you're an adult, and then you give a child 500 rand, you've given the child more than 10,000 in their mind, because they're thinking, ooh, a lot of money, and then they start engaging in sexual intercourses with you. Whew. Okay, I'll deal with that topic one day when I wanna indulge in it. but you get my point. Now you start doing things for the life that you feel like you want. Now you feel like when a guy buys you pizza, he has done the most amazing thing in the world. You are still a child, that's why you're thinking like one. So yeah, let's focus, right? Let's focus. And then now we talked about pregnancy, we talked about sexual intercourse, we talked about smoking, alcohol. Another factor that, as much as it seems cool, like like you find people asking you, what do you do for fun? And then you say, oh, for fun, I stay at home, I watch movies, I go to church. And then they say, you don't drink? And then you said, no. And then now they look at you like you've committed the sin. It's the other way around, honey. So like now they look at you like you've committed this big sin. It's an abomination. That's how it's going with this world. If you don't engage in these things, if you don't go to groove, you are the most boring person ever. It's not true. You cannot be going to groove and you're still in high school. Where are you going? With what money? Yeah, you can't be sleeping outside and you still you are fully dependent on your parents. With what money? And then when you go there with no money, no friend, let's go, there's gonna be who is gonna take care of us. Can I burst your bubble? It's not for free. You're the product. It's not. No friend, let's go. Hey, there's what you're still a child. You need to be focusing on books. Né? Remember, it's not for free. When they say, oh, no friend, I didn't even ask for anything. When they buy meat, they first marinate. You will remember me. And then now we get to matric, grade 11. No, before we get to grade 11 is the most important of them all. Why? We use the grade 11 results to apply for varsities, and most varsities want grade 11 results. So you need to have good grades in grade 11 so that you can secure a good spot in the top universities in South Africa. And then now we get to matric. When we get to matric, that's when now, hey, from Jan to December we need to be here. I have a friend who told me that they finished mathematics in 3 months, and that person's results, my goodness, that person is the most successful because they sat down and then they're like, hey, I'm poor, I gotta read. Sometimes you just gotta read because it's poverty everywhere. Sometimes you just gotta read because, my God, I want good grades. Sometimes you need to sit down sometimes and say, cell phone, these people on my cell phone, they don't even care. Mostly they're waiting for my day to rest in peace so that they can post me and say, rest in peace. Please sit on the side. I will see you. And you take your books and you study. I don't actually believe in taking kids' phones because mostly they're sharing information with their classmates. But stay away from things like TikTok. Stay away from things like Instagram. Stay away from things like Facebook. You know, like discipline yourself to a point where you will be studying all the time. Why are we saying this? It's because Akari, you guys say that when you pass matric, that's where freedom starts. Yes, you have freedom. At the same time, you have freedom to choose and to build or to destroy your own life. Right? So being a good person, you might think is boring. You might think, yo, I'm not relating to the people my age. I feel like I'm pressured to do makeup. I feel like I'm pressured to have certain things. You are not. The only thing that you need to be pressured to do is to study. That's the only thing required of you. Trust me, if you are still a child, you have the opportunity to study. You have the opportunity for someone to pay for you. When you are now an adult like us, I can't call my dad and say, I need money for school. I need to pay for myself. You understand? But then when you're still a child, you have time, and also time. Don't say, hi, I'll do it tomorrow. Why are you wasting the 24 hours of today? You know? One person once told me this stuck with me for a very long time. This lady said, the day that the day that you are removing your underwear, ask yourself this question: am I bathing or am I in the toilet? If none of those are the reasons, then you must not. That's if you're still a child. Why? It's because you are now engaging yourself in things that, trust me, getting out, impossible. It needs God, that one. It's God to come and pick you out. You know, so you need to be vigilant in things that you do. You need, not all friends are good for you. Friends that sit down, the only thing that they're gonna talk about is boys, alcohol, groove, sex, fashion, the latest trend. Oh, chummy, so that chummy. No, you need friends that are gonna say, chummy, when are we doing maths? Chummy, when are you teaching me that subject that you can do better? Chummy, when are we praying? You know, you might think it's boring, but one day you will sit back and say, I am grateful my parents were strict. I'm really, when I sit down sometimes and I look at life and how things are unfolding and how things also unfolded for others, I'm like, I'm grateful my parents never allowed me to leave the house after 6. The only time I had grace to come back at night, it's because I was at church, and truly I was. You see, sometimes we think our parents are monsters. Like, yo, my mom is so uncool. She doesn't want me to go out at night. What are you doing at night? That is not home. You can watch TV. You know, you might think your parents are not so nice because why is my friend... There's so much danger outside. Number one, they might be stopping you from being human trafficked, raped, assaulted. At night, these things happen at night. So when you are under their supervision, it is better. We will talk about university, but I wanted you to see, like, the things that are happening to you are normal. It is normal to have boobs. It is normal to have pimples. And also, you must always be grateful for your skin. If there's one thing that a person must never pressure you to do, or if there's one thing that a person must never make you feel small of, is your skin color. Being dark is the most beautiful. Melanin is beautiful. Like, being dark is the most beautiful thing. Don't ever allow anyone to make you feel like you are not beautiful in your skin color. You are the most beautiful person. You know, you don't need to be relevant to anyone. If you are that person who feels like, yo, I'm missing out, yo, yo, I feel like you're not behind on anything. You just change the way that you do things. Align your dreams. If you're saying that I want to be a doctor, get a mentor who is a doctor. Like, online, there are a lot of people you can follow. There are podcasts that you can listen to, like you listen to this one now. There are things that you can listen to that can shape your mind to being a doctor. You know, so put yourself in you know, the most beautiful. Put yourself in a way that in 10 years' time you look back and say, I'm proud of you. Trust me, you don't want to fall pregnant. Trust me, you don't want to be a dropout. Trust me, you do not want your matric results to be bad, to a point where they don't reach 18 points. That is just the truth, guys. Do you know that there are bachelors that they're not accepted at universities? Yeah, it's still gonna be a long ride. I know, after this, I'm just gonna do a what course, guys. In the real world, they need the paper. As much as we will hear people saying, it's just a paper. Wait until you ask a person to plug you with jobs, and then they send, and then they say they want NQF7. Right? Let's be smart. Let's be smart teenagers. You know, you're not missing out anything. If you're not having sex, you're not missing out on anything. If you're not drinking alcohol, you are not missing out on anything. If you're not going to group, you're not missing out on anything. If you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, my child, you're not missing out on anything. If you're not smoking, you are not missing out on anything. But if you stop studying, you are missing out on a good life. That is true. Parents die, money finishes. So you don't want to miss that chance. Let's build our future. If you would like me to be your mentor, my inbox is open. Text me, talk to me. Let's arrange something beautiful for you. This beautiful life when you have a mentor. They show you, they tell you the truth. Me, I'll tell you the truth. I've mentored a lot of people and I'm proud of them. I look at them and then I'm like, wow, I'm proud of you. I tell them, stay away from these things. Hey, I like that boy. I like him in a distance. Tell him, I like you, ne? But these things, we will see them when we are adults. Now we are still very much kids. We might make another one. It's a whole chaos, right? So, what a long video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was informative and you grabbed something. Have a beautiful day. Bye. See you on the next one.